In case you missed it, some people believe there's new evidence suggesting King Von might still be alive. It all starts with the body cam footage from the night he was reportedly killed.
No. Yo, you sit over here. You sit over here, brother. Yo, you better watch out. Hey, my brother. Okay? Hey, come on, chill. Come with me, okay? Okay. You, get out the car. Out the car. Okay?
Calm down, he's
Get out the car. I gotta go to the hospital, my leg. Yeah, we gonna get you to the hospital.
This led to threats of new evidence being released. One message said, "There are a lot of holes in King Von's death. If you really investigate, you'll see it. If anyone were to fake their own death to avoid murder charges, it would be him." After King Von died, he was linked to FBG Duck's murder, reportedly for paying O Block members $100,000 and giving them several diamond chains for the hit. He was also allegedly connected to the killing of KI and other murders in Chicago, as detailed in Trap Lore Ross's King Von documentary. Around this time, people close to FBG Duck tweeted that King Von survived 2 surgeries, woke up screaming, for his gun, went into shock, and passed away. He only had one more surgery left to go.
And Von made it to 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries ago, he made it to 2 surgeries. And then after the second surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said where his gun at. And he went and he died because he went into shock. So he was making 2 surgeries. How hours later, Kayla know, he fought the nurse. She the one told me that. His mama didn't even know that. How you knowing what's going on inside the hospital?
Because she was there at the hospital.
This suggests that King Von was still alive at the hospital, even after being shot. With this information coming out, many people are now questioning how Boozy knew, 2 years ago, that King Von didn't have a gun. That could explain why. When Von woke up in the hospital, he was looking for one and couldn't find it.
Like you said, the King Von situation, like there was absolutely no reason for Von to be rolling around with that dude. Like there was no, especially since he had security, like, you know, someone should have jumped in. It should never even,
King Von
I almost feel like, but I almost feel like if you have real security,
all of them is supposed to blast. I feel like they would have been more ready in Chicago.
Sad, man, sad. I mean, the whole King Von thing is really kind of hanging
me up,
over everyone right now.
That f me up, bro. Cause I like King Von.
The story gets even more confusing, but also more interesting the deeper you look into it. When you really investigate King Von's death, you start to notice gaps in the story and begin to question what actually happened. On November 5th, 2020, King Von and his crew headed to a club in Atlanta to celebrate the release of his new album. What was supposed to be a night of celebration quickly turned into a tragedy. Growing up in a dangerous area like O Block, Von knew how risky it was to be caught off guard. That's why he showed up with 20 to 25 O Block members and private security. In total, they had 8 vehicles. Even 100K Track spoke about the heavy security Von had in place that night.
I travel with one security that moves with Von, and he traveled with 2 more security. You know what I'm saying? Von traveled in a proof truck, and not only that, his guys are security, man. He travels with 10 to 15 guys daily. They protect and love Von more than any security would. We're like, I think we're about 8, 10 cars deep, 20, 25 on entourage.
However, later on in the night, something would drastically change. King Von would completely shut everyone out, putting his hood up and avoiding everyone. Meanwhile, everyone else is still partying and having a good time. But around 2:30 a.m., his entourage began exiting the club. King Von would hop in the back of his Escalade hood up and wouldn't talk to anyone. Everyone's plan was to just return to the Airbnb for the night. But halfway there, King Von told his driver to turn around.
Everybody's mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and the Airbnb, because that's normal routine. The club he went to, the after hours, wasn't getting paid for. I didn't have no acknowledgement of. His team didn't have no acknowledgement of. That was a complete Von decision.
With the entire crew heading to the Airbnb, Von told his driver to go to another club known as Monaco. This was the first decision of many that led to the end of King.
Well, everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb, and Von literally went to the venue by himself. We got a call later from people in the car, like, hey bro, we here by, matter of fact, I think from his DJ was like, hey bro, you know we here by ourselves, like, where you guys at? And everybody rerouted to that venue.
For some reason, the people in King Von's truck only let the rest of the team know once they have arrived at Monaco, meaning Von was there alone with one security guard. When the rest of the team found out, they all started beeling it straight. to Monaco, however. While they were sitting in the parking lot, his manager noticed something was very odd. Van wasn't acting like himself instead. He was very quiet, hood up sitting in the corner of his Escalade.
Some reason, Von wasn't himself. This man is like, I promise you, the best artist I ever moved in my life. For some reason that night, it was off. Like, he stayed in the car for like 30, 35 minutes.
His manager then hopped into the truck trying to check on him and was finally able to make Von agree to go into the lounge. However, due to the club's rules, Van's crew had to leave their firearms in the cars. They would end up sending the security in to make sure everything was safe on the inside before King Von headed in.
I went to the car he was in. I was like, yo, Von. Went inside the passenger seat. I'm like, yo, Von, bro, what's going on? Like, you know, everybody here waiting, let's go. He was like, all right, let's go. We're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Von's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here too long. Let's go inside the club. They check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no...
While they're checking the inside to make sure there's no danger, the real trouble was actually outside. This is because Quando Rondo was in his car with a couple of his own gang members getting some sleep. Von and his team were still waiting for the okay to enter the club, but there was one security guard that noticed Quando Rondo was sitting in the parking lot taking a nap. He would quickly run over to King Von and tell him, "Did you know Quando was here?"
Now, right before we go inside the club, one of his homeboys, he came to the car and said, "Hey, so-and-so's here." And Von just jumped up like, "Oh, come on, let's go."
King Von reacted instantly. He jumped out of the Escalade looking to confront Quando. Quando's team quickly woke him up and got him outside of his white vehicle. Van's team tried to get him to chill and not start a scene, but that didn't stop. King Von went around the front of the white vehicle and immediately began swinging at Quando, who was still groggy from his nap.
He jumped out the car. By the time Von jumped out the car, I don't even think he knew where so-and-so was. He just jumped out the car. He bumped into so-and-so. As soon as he bumped into so-and-so, started brawling.
Just seconds into the fight, Quando Rondo's close friend, Lil Tim, who had been sleeping in the back seat with him, slid out of the car and started shooting at King Von. Von was hit multiple times, and his manager was also shot once in the leg. At that moment, a few of Von's guys who were armed pulled out their guns and fired back at Lil Tim, hitting him and causing him to fall just a few feet away. The loud gunfire caught the attention of two off-duty officers working security nearby and one on-duty officer who arrived at the scene. They all opened fire, and sadly, one of King Von's friends was killed in the chaos. Von lay in the middle of the street, still alive, with Quando Rondo right next to him. Some people believe Quando was trying to steal Von's chain before running off, but 100K Track thinks Von was actually holding on to Quando to use him as a shield.
And was he trying to take Von's chain, or?
Honest truth, I don't think B-Roy had no jewelry on, and from the people that was a little bit closer, Von was actually holding onto him like, man, you ain't going nowhere. Like, you here, like, even through getting he's that strong, like, he was literally holding him.
Once the gunfire stopped and things calmed down, it became a race to save King Von's life. His best friend Muwap ran straight into the middle of the street, pushed Quando Rondo out of the way, and picked up Von. He then carried Von to the getaway vehicle. Meanwhile, Quando and his crew quickly left the scene. They jumped into a white car and rushed to the hospital. Even though Von had been shot 4 times, he was awake the entire ride. According to 100K Track, Von was actually in good spirits, telling everyone he was going to be okay. That's what makes the situation even more confusing, and why some people still wonder if he somehow survived.
When he was in the car, I myself wasn't there. The gentleman that was in the car with him was panicking, and Von was the one that was like, "Hey, calm down, slow down, chill, I'm gonna be good, just get me to the hospital." And honest truth, we all thought that the way he was carrying himself from that incident, from what I was told from the people in the car, that he would have been fine.
This is when the news of King Von's passing would shake the entire rap industry, being one of Chicago's most fearless and dangerous gang members. It was unbelievable to see that he had fallen to a beef with another rapper.
Made national headlines as officials confirmed one of the 3 people was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends.
2 groups of individuals got into a physical altercation. That physical altercation escalated into an exchange of...
Even the next day after, there would be an O-Block member who would show this on Instagram Live of a King Von mural being painted right near O-Block.
Check it out, let's walk over here and see this Von picture. I know it's a lot of ops on this. I'm letting y'all see where I'm at. Why is this black truck still right here? Man, watch that truck. Watch that truck right there.